an hour. Um. All right. So, hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of 30, Flirty, and Not Thriving. My name is Vanessa Rayne, and I'm all alone today because Ashley has things going on at home. So, I do have a guest. His name is Frankie. He's over here, I think. Whatever way he is, that's where he is. So, Frankie, please introduce yourself. Tell them a little bit about all of you and all the good things.
All of me. I love that. I love the all of me. And thanks for having me on. I'm super excited about it. Obviously got to do the mention of you coming on the My Crazy Exes Podcast.
Yes.
Thank you for that. That was a great episode. It's just going up and up and up. So I a little bit about me, Frankie James. I one of 8, got 7 sisters. The only boy. I'm a Taurus. I love long walks on the beach, but not too long because we get busy. 9 years in the legal field, 5 years in sports media, and 33 years in the good old US of A.
Yay!
That was a good one, actually.
Yes. So obviously we have you here. And I say we like Ashley's here.
She's here. She's here.
She's here in spirit. She wishes she could be. But if you hadn't heard, he is in his 30s. So I really wanted to get your perspective on a couple different things, because I know that women in general kind of see things differently and feel things. So I don't know what it's like for a dude.
Man, well, I'll tell you this. I mean, realistically, like I have to, of course, I'm a man. I mean, last time I checked, and I did just go to the bathroom not long ago,
Yeah.
I am a man. But with that being said, I was raised by like all women. So I kind of have that, female male perspective because of the fact that I am a male, but I was raised by all women. But to kind of take it away of what you asked and like, what's it like growing up as a man in my 30s, man, I feel like as most people are learning new things every day, growth. And I think this also comes with the fact of like being essentially like a single man, not married or anything like that. It's not as easy as you think, but I think that's just kind of how life can go from time.
That is what I was going to say. I kind of think being a dude is easy.
It depends.
That is exactly what I was thinking. So to me, like, dudes have it so much easier.
Much easier.
The number one thing is that you guys don't bleed from anywhere every single month.
Well,
and that to me
not
is
human
like,
for that.
I know. Whoever created humans, they really needed to think about that, because that part sucks. But okay. So just tell me all about how you think it's not so easy, because I'm really curious on your opinion.
I think that I'll tell you this. Not being a male, with obviously all women, you almost are seeking for that male role model. And I'll more or less focus on personal. Didn't have that kind of thing for a long time. My stepfather, obviously, he was there. He had some issues, and then was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer about 4 years ago. So it almost became like the male role model. Like I almost had to almost step in and be that as best as I could. My biological father was in and out of my life. So being raised by all women, but being a male and not having that male role model to kind of show you the ropes, even like, how to treat women. And people always say, well, you know how to treat women. Don't do this and do this. Don't do this and do this. But when you're so used to seeing certain things and aspects of that certain scenarios, you're like essentially almost like teaching an old dog new tricks. Like, all I've seen really was like a lot of toxic relationships. So, to show you those different things, like this is how to be a man, wasn't always the case. I was a piece of shit before.
I think it's so fun that you were raised by all women.
I'm practically a woman.
You have so many sisters, and like obviously your mom, and I think that's it does, in my opinion, it gives you a little bit of an advantage because you can see the other side.
Yeah, yeah, and I like to think that obviously decision making is everything, and you can say, oh, you've been raised by this and this, so you know what to do. But of course, decision making is important, but it's more or less like advice giving on certain things. Excuse me. I try to look at things from a female perspective. I'm girl power. Like Alanis Morris, that's my jam. All right, 100%. I am girl power. I always wanted my sisters to do better than me, and I always try to encourage them to do better than me. Not better looking, obviously, but I mean that's whatever.
So humble.
I'm so humble. You're right. I guess I have to drink right from the old.
I was gonna say, do you have a drink nearby?
Shout out to Andrea from the My Crazy Exes. I don't know how that still
Yes.
is doing a thing now. Like every little thing I might say that might be in a positive towards me, I feel like I have to drink now.
Yeah, if his ego gets a little too big,
No, it doesn't.
She makes him take a drink. And yeah, if you have some time, please go check out his podcast and the episode that we did because it was a lot of fun.
The My Crazy Exes Podcast. Yeah.
Andrea was there with us, and she is hilarious. I adore her.
Yeah, she's fun. Yeah, she's fun. She told me you guys had a nice conversation too.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, she's cool. I'll be linking up with her later on.
We've actually been playing tag. Like when I'll call her. She's like, "Hey, call me back in 10 minutes." I'm like, "Girl, call me when you're ready." And then she'll call me, and my phone's usually always on silent. And the other day it was on Do Not Disturb. So
I'm a big fan of the D&D.
Yes. So it's been a good time, but we did have a nice little conversation. Love that. Good time. So were there any just thinking about it, are there any differences between your 20s versus 30s now? Even I know the major one for a lot of people is drinking and the hangovers, and because
doesn't even exist in my world. I do not know this. No hangover. I don't know what that is. That doesn't happen for me.
Really?
But I also don't drink like that, on a level where I'm just slamming them down. It's more of if I'm doing something like this or a social gathering, because being in the sports media, got to be careful with that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I don't really go out there and get too buzzed up. But I mean, for the average 30 and 20-year-old, yeah, that would definitely be a thing. My 20s, I was bartending, and I just got into the legal field probably around. Life didn't really start for me, I think, until I was 24. It took me a little bit. That's when I had to start transitioning into the legal field before I was a pre-K teacher. And so
cool.
I molded young minds to the best of my ability.
But that's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was fun. But the 20s were, man, the stories. Jeez. I mean, I was just rocking and rolling. And then obviously when you get to the 30s, my dad always said this, when he was around, 30 will come before you know it. And it's so true. It's 100% so true.
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree that it
flies up. It flies up.
Flew.
And I'm 33, so I'll be 34 April 30th. Tauros, which I have no idea what that means, so please don't ask. I have no idea what it means to be a Tauros. I just say it because everybody else does.
That kind of shit too. It's something that was one of the things that I noticed when I was growing up in my 20s and whatnot to now. The things that I used to think were extremely boring are now some of my favorite things in the entire world. And
like what?
Folding the astrology laundry? Being one of it.
Folding laundry is my thing. That's I always love doing that. Love it. Huge fan of folding laundry.
I'll agree.
That's my anxiety. It's an anxiety thing for me.
I definitely have always been a cleaner, though. I would kick my friends out. I was 12, and I would kick my friend and her family out of their house so I could clean it.
That's so funny. When I used to cut school with my best friend and we smoke pot in my bedroom, I always had to make my bed.
Nice.
No smoking until we make the bed.
Right?
My stuffed animals. I have all my stuffed animals there.
Oh, that is totally me. I'm not even kidding. I definitely have stuffed animals still in my bedroom on my bed. I sleep with a teddy bear I had since I was 6.
Well,
It's a good
the fact
time.
that it's almost believable that I had stuffed animals in my bed is shows how much of a woman I am.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not questioning that. When you told me a little bit about yourself before we did your podcast, uh, some of the things that you said, like, this is what I do, this is what I've done. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. No, into like law. And so I'm like, no, that
Yeah, you
doesn't make
said that.
sense.
Everybody was so surprised by that. The photography is like what people like aren't surprised by. But then when I mentioned that, I
No, that's what I think makes sense.
yeah, that's what you had said. But then I mentioned the legal field, and like that's where they get thrown off because it's. I mean, realistically, being in the legal field for as long, I'm highly educated.
Yeah.
And it's not a boast or anything. I mean, I have to be. I mean, that's just kind of like I wouldn't be where I'm at if I wasn't. But I'm also a little unorthodox too. Like I'm not your typical, pinky. Oh, hello, everybody. Like I dress for the part, but I'm still the guy from Northeast Philadelphia. So drinking fucking Labatt Blue.
I kind of wish it was in West Philadelphia because I would break out in a song right now. You know damn well that I would.
Your French prick. Yeah, I probably wouldn't last it too long in what I am West. White as shit, dude.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I can't throw them though. I did MMA for 3 years. And I played hockey for 18, and having 7 sisters, I had no choice but to protect. But I'm trying to get my ass kicked though.
That still blows my mind. I have one sister, and that is enough for me. Like I have a half brother, but I didn't grow up with him. I grew up with one sister.
Mm-hmm.
No, I can't imagine like the estrogen in your home with 7 females.
Now, I always think I should. So I drew out a family tree recently to explain everything. So my mom married 3 times, different kids along the way, and then my dad, my biological father, had some along the way. So it was not all of us in the house together, but it was more or less like, but hold on, 4 and with my mom's side, and then when I go visit my dad, there was another 4. So
so you still had a house full of females.
Oh yeah, no, there's no sugarcoating that. Absolutely, that's why I went to an all boys high school. I had to meet a guy.
Oh my god, yeah. You almost have to at that point.
There was no almost. I had to. That's why I went to Father Judge High School, Catholic school for the gents in Philadelphia. Played a great hockey team. Good hockey team. I played some hockey there, but that was like one of the best decisions ever was going to that school.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm glad. I think I would probably want to shoot myself, but then again, I am the girl that didn't finish high school.
Listen,
I chose to leave. So
I've been there. I mean, listen, it's all about not where I am today, but the story along the way. I dropped out my senior year, and when I got my high school diploma a couple years later, due to a circumstance of, I thought I was having a baby. Baby was born. Took care of her for a year, and then a DNA test resulted that the baby wasn't mine. And that essentially was like how I got my diploma and started my track of going to, community college Philadelphia, and then got my bachelor's from Penn State, got my master's from Penn State, got my JD from Penn State, took the LSATs, and here we are.
Nice. Holy shit.
Yep.
Yeah, and I am. I feel like inadequate next to you, but
don't ever think that.
No, I was kidding.
Never. You're on the. I told you straight up. Pedestal. You're on a pedestal.
Nah, you know what? I'm actually quite cool with where I am. I will say that my solid advice is don't leave high school. Just try to stick it out, especially. I was halfway through grade 11 when I left.
I was like 4 weeks before high school, and I'll say this.
Why would you do that?
Hold on, Miss Judgy. I'll say this just to interrupt, just to interrupt both of us. There, and we'll transition. There was something that I did that I think that you will benefit and also be able to do. So after the show, we will talk about that. And I tell you right now, you will have your diploma within 3 months, and I will make sure of it.
Oh, I've definitely tried.
No,
so I'm the type
we're gonna
of person.
I'll help you.
I was 19.
Wait, we'll save it.
No, I'm still talking about it. I was kid. This teacher was
so hot.
Mean. No, he was not hot. Oh my god, he looked like Mr. Bean. His last name, they even on his door would scratch out what his actual last name is and write Mr. Bean.
That's messed
because
up.
He looked so much like Mr. Bean, and he knew that. but he was not a very good teacher. I was 19, just trying to, get my shit together.
Oh, yeah.
And I asked a question about math. And he put the book down and said, "Hey, everyone, did you hear that? She just asked blah, 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 blah." And I was so traumatized. I was like, "Nah, fuck this." And I got out of there. I was like, "You are not going to mock me."
Yeah,
in
no,
front of everyone.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that's and those are supposed to be role models essentially, and it didn't work out, and that's definitely unfortunate. All you could do is learn from that and kind of be the opposite and lead and do the best of your ability to have conversation and guide any way that you can.
Yeah.
But I mean that's what it's all about. But the being in your 30s as a male, to kind of pick back where we were mentioning, the one thing that I could say about it is it's exhausting sometimes. It's exhausting. Yeah. Last 2 years when I turned 30, so when I turned 30, I was actually sober. I did about a year of sobriety, and then when I hit 31, that's when things really changed, because I just, me and my ex-fiance, we split up. Yeah. So my early part of my 30s was very, very, very intense, very scary. A lot of overcoming. At 31, me and my ex, we had split up. My dad kind of like left me. My sister abandoned me. My sister. My stepfather got re-diagnosed with cancer. Work wasn't going well. I was starting life over. And all within 3 weeks. And being, as we talked earlier, being someone that suffers from mental illness, diagnosed of like manic depression, anxiety, and ADHD, I had totally shut down. And that's not typically like me, but when that feeling comes on, and anybody that understands it, when that happens, it's very difficult to come back from it. And I'm pretty sure I told you about this, 2 years ago when I was essentially 31, 32 years old, I on my birthday, I had a suicide attempt. So it was very early, my early 30s. It was exhausting. I still feel like picking up all the pieces from all that to kind of put them in place is still happening. I'm still fucking learning. I'm still trying to get it mentally right, because even with 2023, a lot of good things have happened. I went back to playing ice hockey, which I played for so long. I'm loving it. I came across met some awesome people. Back to work, things are looking good. But I still have days where it's tough. It's fucking tough. And I still feel like whether I didn't fully deal with a lot of this stuff before, which I mean, at least I had no choice, because I would have went inpatient because I was about to go inpatient. But I'm still feeling a lot of like ups and downs. And I like even today, like after the conversation that you and I had, I started thinking about my own stuff. And I was like, what can I do to start, better in the mind a little bit? Because I mean, it's just, things are always being thrown at you, and but it was tough. The early part of the 30s, and we're not even midway through, coming up on 34. It's I'm still going to look at like 2023 as the year to kind of evaluate and build off of the early part of it, because like I said, good things have happened, and start to make those 3-month goals, like those tier goals. Yeah. But it's been tough, but we're still standing, We're fucking here, man. We're fucking here.
Dude, sometimes I'm surprised that I'm still here.
100. Oh, yeah.
I like yourself, I will say I've had many attempts at my own life.
I am more too. Too.
But I'm surprised. The last one, I'm surprised.
Yeah. I look back on it, and that's why I do like a lot of the stuff I do volunteer wise, and that's why I do a lot of stuff that I do with just talking to a person. I mean, we don't have to dive too much into it, because I think that was a personal conversation between you and I, but always willing to lend the ear. And what more can I say? I think that stuff's important. And it also goes about relating to people, and you could talk to a million people, but there just might be one person. It's like, I can relate more to that person. I think I might be able to have a conversation with them.
Yep. I agree.
Well,
sometimes it does just.
Thank you for agreeing.
Shut up. Okay, first of all, I'm going to get sidetracked here. When we were speaking and we were talking about Andrea, she had actually commented and said, "Drink," and I adore you too.
That was actually for me.
Yeah, I know. That's made me laugh just looking over. I just happened to see the comments and drink. We were just talking about it. Do you ever feel like, for like myself and women in general, or at least I feel like a lot of women, because I've heard a lot about it. Do you feel like the pressures to like settle down, have a family, all of that? No?
Nope, not at all. Not at all. Because that's when, and that this is me just doing the dissecting thing, like the sentence that you said, is the pressure on to have the family, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Well, pressure is either, well, obviously one of two things. It's coming from other people, which is like expectations. Whose expectations are valued more, yourself on yourself or your peers on yourself? It's what you want to do.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, in regards to family, myself personally, I have never seen myself having children. And when I discovered that I could get myself sterilized, I chose to get my tubes tied and just
to the old tubie,
because I've never seen myself as the pregnant, or I'm a bit of a toughie. I've definitely had stepkids and foster children that I love, just as much as I would if they were my own children. But I didn't want to push anything out of me in any which way.
So it's your body, more or less. You want to protect the bod, essentially.
Yeah, well, and my mental health. My doctor had even agreed that if I were to have children, the postpartum depression would be unreal for me. And knowing that how my family reacts to a lot of pregnancies, and like the majority of one side of my family, most of them didn't raise their own children. And it's just really, really sad. So, and I knew that would be something that would affect me. And I just said, nope, let's do it. So I was in my 30s when I think I might have been actually 30 when I got my tubes tied. It was not a place that I saw myself going down. So, and having the pressures from other people, like my father, and just like, well, you gotta give me grandkids. And no, you have a grand dog, you have a grand cat, that's
grand dog.
Yeah. So that's how it, like, at least I know a lot of people, like a lot of women, even the pressures of settling down, having a spouse, and not just like a live-in boyfriend, girlfriend type deal, like having a spouse, having plans to get married, have children, having a home. Sometimes I'm still at that point where I'm kind of a bit of a gypsy. I don't want to buy a home and settle at this moment, because I don't want to settle into a town that I'm not completely happy in.
Yeah, I think that's important, especially working with somebody that works in like real estate law. If you're going to a new town or whatnot, it's always good to 6 months to a year, check it out, feel everything out, rent, I always thought, even working in that industry, like buying to me was like so overrated unless you have the crew, unless you're bringing the crew in, the partner, the kids, the dog, the fucking iguana or whatever it is it may be. If that's not the case, then there's no reason to have a huge house. It's just not worth it.
No, I agree.
I'll take a closet. I was homeless at one point, so what the fuck? I'll do the bench thing. Give me a bench and some Wi-Fi. I'm fucking in.
You know what? But I was lucky. I was homeless in my truck. I had to give up one or the other. I was like, my truck or a home. And I was like, well, I can live in my vehicle. It was scary. Let me tell you, that was awful. I was in my mid-20s.
I look as an adventure.
Truck.
It's an adventure.
Well, so the whole thing was, I was working for a trucking company, and so they had a big yard. One of the guys that had worked for this company was from another place in Canada. So he had like this holiday trailer camper type deal on the property. So I, knowing that I was going to be homeless, decided to park right next to him so that if there was an issue, at least I have this guy in his own camper that I could go to. But I have seen people breaking into other yards in the middle of the night and stealing things. And I'm like trying to hide down even more into my like truck seat. And I was like, oh my God, don't breathe.
Get ready to do content or something, like all it's like, oh shit. It's like you start getting ideas like maybe I'll do the burglar thing.
Oh my God. Oh my, yeah. See, that would be Vanessa like 2023 brain. But like back then, no, it was scary because I didn't want to give up the truck because I was in a big town. I didn't
big
know,
town with a big truck
or big. It was in a city. I didn't want to get rid of it. I eventually moved to the place that I am now. Got rid of the truck so that I could walk into a smaller town. And it's
small town USA,
it's in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, it sucks. You know how I feel about that
Canada.
Shit. This is small town stuff. Like, oh yeah, we live in the same. Like, oh, we're 9 hours apart. Like, what? I just don't get it.
Oh, it's crazy because I am so northern Alberta. It is ridiculous. But see, when I was in my 20s, I was living in Vancouver, British Columbia. That is a massive city. And it's beautiful. Love Vancouver. And I was working into the music industry and, you know, living my dang life.
Is that the life? Is that the dream? Is music?
No. That's what I'm saying is everything changed. I was a makeup artist. I wanted to go into film. Ashley and I had met in the music industry. We were working for the same company, promoting the same bands. So, but that's just not where I see my life going now. And that's a big difference for like from my 20s to now is I've definitely become much more calm and like, I don't want to settle anywhere, but like, I'm pretty cozy where I'm at. Like I could go into another rental and just be chill in my house for a while and
nothing wrong with it. I mean, there's always ways to enhance or improve certain situations. You know, even it's like, oh, well, I know it's pretty comfortable here, but always strive for greatness. You know what I mean?
I don't think I would ever go back into like a city.
Mm-hmm. I don't know about location, just more or less reflection of
move closer to
USA.
City.
To USA, yeah.
I want to. Well, no, okay. I want to go to New York. That is where
2 hours away. Only 2 hours away.
I know, but I want to be in New York State. I've got so many friends there. A couple of my best friends, like even Ashley, is in New York State. So
it's holding it back.
Yeah, that's where my dream is. It's just
let's make it happen, Captain. Here we go. Here we go.
That is my plans. There may be some speed bumps getting there, but I do plan if I can't go into New York State, I am moving to Niagara Falls.
Niagara Falls, that's Canada still.
I know. That's what I said. I've got to go somewhere. Like if I can't be in New York State, then I want to at least be as close as freaking possible and just be on the Canada side. Then I'm still fairly close to the people I need to see. And I still have a passport. I can still get into the States and blah, blah, blah.
Just drop it.
You know, I want to sit on my legs, but I was like too high. So I had to drop my chair down.
I know. I'm in a nice little wooden chair here. You know, just trying to be cozy. I hear you.
I know. I need to get a new gaming chair. I want this like pink and white one that has like a massager in the back.
Like the battery operated ones, like from like the nail salons?
Yeah.
I hate them, dude. They're the worst. They hurt me.
Oh, I love them. I have a seated thing that I love, and it's great. Fantastic.
I'm sure. Well, a little vibration. Jeez.
Well, not in that way. It's not.
I wasn't referring to anything. I said nothing.
I don't believe you.
I said nothing. I thought that was a bee. That actually, I thought we had another guest coming on the show. But let's welcome him in, Mr. B.
Barry the Bee.
Barry Ballbagger the Bee.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, no, having a comfy chair. I can't believe, are we about to do a segment on chairs?
Yeah.
Chairs in your 30s
This
are
is
important,
this is what
everybody.
happens is I come up with that's the ADHD. I will come up with
Oh, we both have it.
something around me, even if I'm like, well, first of all, I bought this new plant and my cat somehow thinks
Smells
it's
nice.
plastic. No, it's plastic. Ew. Okay, it doesn't smell nice. But he thinks he can eat it.
Yeah, cats. That's what they do. That's why cats aren't that welcoming. I was having this conversation today at work with one of my coworkers. He's a big cat. He's been on the show. He's been on my show.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right.
It's
he didn't show you
Loki.
his butthole.
Loki. Yeah, we talked about that. Yeah, what's up, Loki? But yeah, yeah, my ADD kicked in, so I forget what I was gonna say.
I know that's the whole point of this show. We all have ADHD here, so it's okay. We're just having a conversation.
I'm all about it. I'm not nervous or anything.
Go wherever our mouths take. Ew, that sounds dirty. Never mind.
What?
Never mind.
Wait, what?
I don't know.
Can you rewind for a second and repeat yourself, please?
No.
Hold on. On record. Let's just go where our mouths take us. Guys, we're actually the show has officially become a monetized one. You have to pay $3.12 to now view this show.
Find it on OnlyFans. I'm kidding.
Prove it.
Fuck.
Oh.
Gosh dang it. That made me laugh.
I
did not mean that.
I'm not offended.
I know.
You didn't say anything like I don't understand. I don't know. I didn't mean that. Now I'm feeling some type of way.
Oh my god.
What's
I mean, see, that's the thing. My brain tells me like, okay, this is like the normal way to say it. No, it does. It usually sounds dirty. Whatever I'm saying sounds dirty. And I'm like, well, that is, I guess,
I'm offended.
Calls the show 30 dirty.
I'm offended.
I know. I'm sorry. Okay, I take back.
Well, now you took it back.
No. Okay, we were going to talk about chairs. See,
I hate them.
ADHD is real.
I hate them.
But I hate I got to be in a cozy chair. I don't like to be sitting for very long without wanting to lay down.
I sit all day long, and not to mention with my arms. So so I'm playing hockey again. I think I did something with my tricep where when I play hockey now, if I'm going backhand or forehand, it exasperates the pain. I was just start getting this shooting pain. Not to mention, it's good shirt. It's not a big deal. But I'll take a sip.
I was gonna say, Andrea.
Yeah.
Wait, we're going back to her comment. I'm just gonna keep bringing this up.
But yeah, I don't have much more to say about the chairs. Just get them. You gotta have them.
You know what? I will say this was given to me, and it's. See, she's here. Oh gosh, this chair was given to me, so I'm pretty happy with it. I have this little black fold chair. I don't like it. My butt doesn't enjoy it. I don't even like it, but I don't like.
Why do you think that your butt doesn't enjoy it? What about it? Let's talk about that.
There's no vibration. I don't.
Is it? What?
I'm losing my mind.
I'm kind of transitioning now where I was but it's okay. It's okay.
I told you when you asked what is it's chaos.
Oh, the show. Yeah, no, it's been pretty good. It's been good. It's just a lot of back and forth and up and down and all around.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy. I do. Okay, I want to go back to. I still think it's easier to be a dude. I even think the mindset of a dude is much more simplistic than what the brain of a female is. I can think about 800 things at once and they will all bother me, but dudes seem to have.
I'll have to dive into that part.
To have the just whatever and chill about it. And
It's even more than
God,
that.
I wish I could think like that.
Well, it's not even. It's almost like. I mean, if you want to dig deep with it, and I can relate to this, it's almost like I don't want to say emotionless, but not as empathetic. Women are more
Yeah.
empathetic than men, and that's not a statistic that I'm providing as a medical professional. I'm going to kind of go off of more of like personal experience, showing empathy, even having all the girls in my life. With my sisters, like showing empathy has always been something very difficult for me to do. Like putting myself in another one's shoes. So I'll go full throttle with it here. Let's hold hands, count to 10. Here we go. I like showing empathy towards, say, for example, someone that I may have hurt.
Yeah.
Putting myself in their shoes, it's not it's not easy for me to do. Of course, situational, when they really, really start to kind of ponder and think about it, yeah, obviously you'll start to realize, like, dude, what you did was fucking heartless. And I've done that more times than I would want to admit. And I think that might be, kind of going off what you were saying, like it's easier for guys because if you want to focus in on that perspective, not that guys are heartless, but they're not as empathetic. And I think that's kind of what it may be. It might be the difference. That was pretty good.
I agree. I do think that a lot of men do lack the empathy. Just at least the men in my life and that I've come across, they're just like, I can't relate.
Yeah. And I've heard, and listen, no angel here. There's decent things about myself, but I've done some fucked up shit to women, almost where, like, not like not like physically, I don't physically hurt anybody, but
yeah,
like emotionally, like, and when you're seeing the reaction of what you call what you/me calls, and you're seeing like wow, this person's really hurt, and it almost doesn't sit just yet. Of course, depending on like how you feel about the person, et cetera, and it's like, why isn't this bothering me? Do I just not have that kind of emotion? Can I just not be committed? Am I already going into something with that it's going to fail? Am I already going into a relationship that's like, this isn't going to last that long anyway? I already know this is going to end. So when it does, I already knew it was going to end. But that other person on the other side thinks the world of you. And then when it does end, their fucking world's torn. I'm like, well, I knew it was going to end. And that's in general speaking. And also situational. I've been through that before. And I think that also comes with kind of what we were saying about like the whole empathy.
I hope that was a good take.
I hope that was a good take.
I was going to ask if, like, growing up with so many women around you, if it affected your empathy, but you kind of explained it that it's kind of regardless, you're still a man, that there are certain things like you have thought about it after, like, oh shit, but
it takes time. Like,
yeah,
it does. I still reflect on a lot of things, all different kind of things. Like, there's been situations where I would not be, things would be over with me and another person, and I would go through a reflection. I went through a deep reflection period and start focusing on a lot of the things, mistakes I made, especially with people, and I started to reach out to them to kind of say, listen, I know I did some fucked up shit. You had a lot of questions that I just totally ignored you on. I want to make the time, and I want to answer those questions for you. And then, some questions would be asked, and 15 minutes later, we're doing it, because that always fucking happens. It's like, oh, what the fuck, dude? Yeah, what the fuck happened?
That is always what happens.
It's like, what the fuck, man? It's like, I'm just trying to have a conversation here. I'm a talker.
You know what? I will say I am 1,000% guilty. I always have an ulterior motive going into these such things because I'm a horn dog.
Give me a stipulation.
I'm just like, well, I don't have to go test a new person. Let's have a conversation.
We can smoke on your show? You just smoking on your show?
Yeah, I always do.
I don't fucking know. It's the first time I ever did this.
It's pretty chill.
So when you go into something, for example, like you said, ulterior motive, like give me an example if you don't mind, or just a situation.
No, I mean,
Because then you
going into
immediately
it,
said a
like,
horn dog. So
okay, no, I will say, like, I don't sleep around, but I will sleep with the people that I've already slept with.
Well, then how do you end up sleeping with new people if you're only
Well,
sleeping
then
with the ones who are
it
separate?
gets to a point where it's like the person. I don't just go sleep with all of my exes. It has to be a specific person.
I'll rephrase. Because our minds are now. So, for example, what is it that like attracts you to a gentleman that would? Two things. One,
I think it's really just the convenience.
Hold on, because I didn't get to finish. Our ADD kicked in. I'm with you. So, what is it that would attract you to a gent that one maybe you would have interest in seeing what happens for future, or that you just want to like, yeah, this I'll sleep with this person, absolutely. Like, how much goes into obviously the first one with like connection and stuff like that, and that's obviously a big thing for me. If you're thinking more like a relationship, there's a lot more that goes into it, but like sex wise. What does that person have to have if it's not so much of an emotion or feeling? Do they have to have great hair? Do they have to wear white button downs? Like, what's the would that have to be Wings USA?
Okay. So for me, I'm going to rephrase what I said. If I am single, not talking to anyone,
well, obviously
I
we're
just
talking like that.
My own thing. Then yeah, I'm going to reach out to an ex. But as for talking to someone new.
But why an ex? That's kind of my point. Why?
Because I've already slept with them, and sometimes it's just I want a late night booty call.
So the convenience is important to you.
Not so much convenience important to me. That is just single Vanessa. When it's Vanessa wants to actually take the time and talk to someone and get to know this person, all of the other people go away. I only see one person kind of at a time. I don't like to see multiple people. That's just too much work. I'm a lazy girl.
I respect that. No, I respect that. But it's also more or less like, so hearing about what you had just said on, you'll call up an ex or something like that. Is it, so kind of going off what you were saying, is it because like too much time has to be put into go out and get out and about and meet someone new? They're like, oh yeah, I'll fucking, okay.
Yeah.
You're lazy.
You're lazy. If it's just like, I'm in the mood, and it's super easy. I know that person is available.
How do you know that person's available?
Well,
maybe they're out and about. Maybe they pick up a second job.
Well, the people that I keep around or that I have kept around, no, I'm not currently sleeping with anyone. But
all right, guys, there it is. Breaking news here on the 30 for Flirty podcast. Vanessa Rayne is out and about. All right, Canada's finest.
Yeah,
I just did a plug on her show. I just did a read on her show.
We usually say that it costs $9.99 to subscribe to OnlyFans, but I just upped my prices and it's on unfiltered, because we make a joke about everything. So first of all, on there I say I'm a solo creator. So for anyone to hear that I might be sleeping with someone, they'd be like, record it. And I am not about to put anyone through that. So
I'm a sicko, man. I'm a sicko. So like I have like this thing, like you mentioned the recorded thing, like where I don't ever like I have like former people that I was involved with. Like I have videos of them with like their like past and stuff like that. Yeah. For some reason I enjoy it.
Well, yeah, I have the same thing. I'm okay. No,
not even just my content. Like I'm not even in it. It's my past with other people.
I was gonna say, I've kept people's photos and videos and things like that, but I only have the one ex's things now. I could think, and most of them have been deleted. I went through and cleared my computer of all of my bullshit exes photos.
We call them the My Crazy Exes.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, that is okay. So just for everyone, we're going to go to right here. Oh. This is his podcast. I need your Spotify link again because
we'll make sure you get it. Yeah, you can find us on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. There's a Facebook page, My Crazy Exes. I believe we're going to do an audio-only show tonight. Got a great topic. It's going to be a lot of fun. Blah, 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 blah.
No, it was a lot of fun. That's the thing. That's what drew me to your podcast was the name.
Thank you.
Got a lot of crazy exes in my life, a lot of weirdos, a lot of stalker type people.
Been there.
People I
Been
haven't
there.
dated that have just
Little sausage.
oh my God, breakfast sausage. Yeah, that is a thing. I'm going to have to tell a friend of mine to look or to listen to this because she will cry. Her and her husband are all for the breakfast sausage guy. They think
what do you mean
hilarious.
all four?
It was her husband that came up with his name.
That's not good, man. I've never been like, that's just not good.
See, I'm not the type of girl to say every ex of mine has a small dick and blah, blah, blah. No, because that's unrealistic. I think that's pretty rude to just say that this person has a small wiener if they don't.
I love hearing this story about like people like when they're with someone that's just like super small. Like, oh my God, what is that? Like, well, I love hearing that story. And you obviously told it before, but yeah.
It is just so amusing. I was just
it's like, amusing.
Your face.
All right, guys, the joke of the day. Here it is.
Well, even doing what I do, like the adult content,
I do
see a lot of wieners.
Not just the hot dogs, right? That you had to eat.
I see a lot of really ugly penises.
Interesting. Yeah.
A lot of ugly, like an ex of mine had such an ugly penis, but like, I feel like he was in a mutilation or some shit because he would jerk too hard and leave like cuts all over, like up and down the shaft. Like it was just aggressive.
Oh my God.
And it was like the weirdest looking penis. I've had a dude from a band send me a crotch shot.
Crotch shot. I like that. I like that better than dick pic.
All of my friends.
Of course, there's a group message. This is Frankie, the woman coming on now.
To everyone,
all women have a group chat. There's a group chat of gals where it's like, hey, look at that. It's usually called DCP, which is the dick chick pics, the dick pic chicks, and they drop. Yeah. Look what I just got today. Oh my God, it looks like a salmon.
But like that is true. That is, I'm gonna say I don't have like a group chat, but I will individually message everyone like on Snapchat, and like I'll just post it up, and I'm like, if I have to see this, so do you, kind of deal.
I respect that.
But yeah,
I never was a fan of that. I never was a fan of like. So here we go. Two-part question. What's your opinion on the dick pic? I want to put this segment.
I love them.
I didn't even finish yet. I know. So like, what's your opinion of it? But like, also, and you already said you love it, so I guess you got to answer it. But like, if someone, I'll use me as an example. So like, and you're pretty outgoing, and we've got conversations. So if I was like, yeah, dude, I got this pic. I think it's a solid pick. I need a perspective for the sake of science. Can you take a peek and give me your opinion? Yeah. Are you like, yo, bro, got you. I got you.
Hell yeah. I'm like always like, send it over. Let me see. I do it with my girlfriends too.
Your girlfriends send their dicks. Okay, got it. Canada's a wild place.
But we send pics. We just, regardless, I am all for it. I will always say, yeah, send it over.
Interesting.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of my friends' penises. I do give my honest opinion. A penis, I mean, I think all body parts are great. My favorite, I don't like vaginas. I am bisexual, but I think vaginas are much uglier than penises. Yes, penises are happy, okay? They go from this to, woo, you're here, I'm so happy. And you can do things with it. You can flip it to the side, and some can do the whole fucking helicopter thing.
What is it? Puppetry the penis? This is puppetry.
And you can pee standing up. Like
I sit down
anywhere.
I sit down.
Okay, well, most men will just pee anywhere, and
we have the ability to pee anywhere. Yes, I agree with you 100%. It's science. We can pee anywhere. Although I get piss shy, dude. Like I can't just piss in the bottle kind of thing. I'm like, I gotta go in the stall. So if I'm at the Flyers game or whatnot, doing my thing, I gotta go in the stall. And if I know somebody's waiting out there, I'm like, fuck, man. Get out of here,
No
scram.
way.
Yeah, I do. I get a little pee shy.
I used to, but I think I've just gotten over it. Like sometimes I'll just plug my ears.
I'll close my eyes.
Yeah, plug my ears, close my eyes. I'm like, nope.
I'll close my eyes like nobody is in here but me.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like when you're alone. It's like when you have that long day of work and you come home and you want to, release the steam as solo. You kidding me? I'm letting out yelps when I'm about to finish. I'm like, oh! And it's like back on the laptop to do content. But yeah, when you do the solo mesh and you're alone, you're looking around, looking under the bed, nobody's here. And it's like, all right, here we go. But my problem is when if I'm watching porn and I'm doing my thing, I can't get out of like the ad. I'm already done. I'm like, I don't even know if the mother and the stepson have a connection yet. Okay, I knew you like that one.
I will agree with that. That's hilarious. That is hilarious.
I'm here all week.
Yeah, you know what? But I will agree with you. Sometimes I just like too much of a storyline for me. Just get to it.
I like a good storyline. I have my things that I enjoy.
Not in porn. I don't want to hear your story. I don't.
No, but the story, like, oh, I didn't know you were going to be here. Oh, like, I love
it. Stepbro, why are you watching me? Oh, go away, gross.
Oh my God.
Like,
you're my dad. It's like,
I'm
like, yeah.
Please don't put your penis. I hate it.
Well, no, what is this? British porn?
I don't know.
It's an unusual taste, not like one I've ever tasted before. Thunderbird wine.
Exactly. I have tried. Okay, one of my first experience. Well, not one of my first. Okay, one of my friend's first experiences. It was a dude. He's a couple of years younger than I am, and I made us mojitos, and we sat down and watched a couple pornos.
Just to
while
watch?
The guy I was seeing was behind us. We were just sitting on the edge of the bed watching Debbie Does Dallas and Debbie Does Dallas Again. And
Debbie's returned 10 years. Debbie's returned 10 years later. She's back with a groove.
Yep, me and that guy, we were super close. Like when he went to lose his virginity, he had called me because he couldn't get it up. He was overthinking it. At least in my opinion, I am not a dude. I don't have a penis. I've never had a penis.
I'll get my take on that one if you're done.
Yeah, right. Prove it.
That's what I'm here for. I can give you my story. Like when I first time I ever lost my virginity with the person I was with. We were young, 15. Actually, it's funny because I had a meeting with a good friend of mine about an event that we're going to do, and she works at the pub right next door. So she came over. She's my sister's best friend. I was in her wedding. I was at her wedding. We did it when we were 15. We're tight as shit. I mean, we took each other's virginity. I did everything wrong. I was like, get on me. I'm not doing nothing. And that's kind of how and we use these things called what are they called? Condoms. I don't know if that even exists anymore, but
right. I mean, I don't like them, but
I don't even know if they make them anymore. Mr. Trojan called me like, yo, dude, we need a sponsorship. We're not doing well over here. I'm like, well, don't call me.
Oh my God, for real? No. I do not condone. I mean, you should have safe sex if you're.
I know we're like not good right now, dude. We just literally condone not
models. I will say, in regards to that, have safe sex if you're going to be having lots of sex. If you are with one continuous person, I mean, you can both go get tested before.
Just the tip.
Yeah, just the tip.
Sometimes the tip
doesn't count if it's just the tip.
That's a good point. Like just go do the old ease in, and do the old you're being a good girl. Here we go. Here's the full throttle.
My God, you couldn't even say that.
I know.
I
know.
Anything to do with being a good girl. I told you on your podcast that I have a praise.
I actually like being called a good girl. I'm like, yes, please.
I will do it occasionally to people, but I'll say, obviously, not good girl. I'll say, good boy. And the responses always make me laugh. I will get, am I a dog or Jesus Christ? that just hit something. And it makes me laugh to see what someone's going to say. I love doing it.
I used to say funny things like that, like on Thanksgiving. I'd be like, all right, time to stuff the turkey. And then back in my bartending days, I in Philly, like people would call people like daddy, and like, but there's obviously other ways about it. Like my guy friends be like, "Yo, what's up, daddy?" I'd be like, "Yo, brother, what's up, dude?" So they would like call me that, and it was all fun and games. It wasn't anything on that level. A girl I was with obviously heard like them call me that, and we're doing the deed, and she calls me it, and I fucking laugh my ass off. I'm like, "Yo, my friends call me that. You ain't gotta call me that." Call me. I got nothing.
I've definitely, so I don't love the word daddy.
I don't like it either.
Calling people daddy, but I have.
Hey, dad.
People that, okay, well, I know.
Your dad.
I would yell at people for saying daddy like around me, but
Yeah,
being in the industry that I am, that's a big thing to be called.
I like sorcerer.
Called master, sir,
sorcerer.
Daddy. Yeah.
Or Pope. I can do Pope too.
Yeah, right? Fuck. But in my real life, I don't love to say daddy. The first time it ever came up, they were like, you know, like if you ever did. And
call me daddy. No, call me Santa Claus. That's fucking better.
No. God.
Guy's jolly as shit.
Did you know there's a Santa Claus kink?
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me.
There is. We talked about it.
I used to want to do my OnlyFans, and all it was going to be was me eating chicken wings, and it was going to be some girl in a chicken costume bringing them out.
Oh my God. Yes. Oh my God. That would be hilarious. That would be me. It would be me and the freaking chicken. But I would be trying to eat the chicken wings too.
No, you can't. It's mine.
I love food.
I'm a big chicken wing guy.
I love all things. I'm a big food person. No, I don't like all things. That's a lie. I don't like corn dogs. I hate corn dogs with a passion. I think they're disgusting. I like hot dogs, but corn dogs, no. I can't get down with it. Nope. There's also, I don't know if you guys have them in the States, but here, I think it's a universal, like Vienna sausage, little tiny wieners. A can.
The Smokies. The Vienna sausages?
Yeah, they're like wet wieners.
They're like in like gelatin. They're like
gelatin. It is disgusting. I grew up with going to school with my mom getting me those. And it was like grade 1. She had to had to stop because my teacher called and she was like, she's not eating it. I am so disgusted.
She's lost 13 pounds in 6 minutes. All right, we got to do something about this.
Oh my God. My sister to this day still tries to trick me with like chocolate covered Vienna sausages. Ew, because you can get me with chocolate.
Yeah, but that's like not okay. That's like not like a funny prank. That's like disgusting.
She thinks it's hilarious.
I'm gonna have a conversation with her.
Absolutely disgusting. But we've had food fights, and it's because she felt the need to throw her dinner at me. She's ridiculous.
I've been there. I threw my food.
She's also trying to hug me. So part of being autistic, I don't love physical affection. Like, I love people. Don't get me wrong. But my sister trying to hug me, we slammed through a door once.
And that's funny because like
we've fallen through because she's been trying to hug me and she just like flung me through a door at a bar. It was a good time.
I'm like the opposite, even being like the guy and like all women. And I kind of like and my take on this one for my final story. Like that's like that's my love language, like words of encouragement, words of affirmation, and physical touch. Not even like on like a physical sex level, like just to touch, just like just that's my biggie. So I'm like a super affectionate person.
I will say if I have my one person, yes, I want to be kissing, hugging, cuddling, all of that. But
even with my fam, like I'm the one that's hugging and kissing with the fam. Like I'll give the hug and the kiss with the fam. Like some of them are like, oh, they do the head tilt. I'm like, all right, well, whatever.
No, my family grew up with living in separate bedrooms and telling each other to shut up. So
that's what my sister's telling me. Shut up, you little idiot. And I'm like, all right.
Yeah. My sister and I once tried to say I love you to each other, and we were like, oh, that was weird. And we just never did it again. So that was a good time.
And there it is.
But it has been one hell of an episode. So I just want to remind everyone to like and follow myself and Ashley on all the social medias at 30Flirty Podcast. And Frankie, if you wouldn't mind, please tell everyone where they can find you and listen to your show.
All right, absolutely. And right off the bat, awesome job. Couldn't have been more happy to be here. Fresh out of work and hop on a quick pod. Nothing wrong with that. Definitely thank you so much. I missed Ashley, but you never know. Maybe we can do something in the future.
Yes.
My Crazy Exes Podcast is on all of the podcast platforms. We have a Facebook page as well, My Crazy Exes. Give it a follow. We'll maybe doing a little something later on tonight. Spotify, iHeartRadio, Spice 1 and Spice 2. You never know what we're going to be on. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of that's the name of the game for me. I have to thank you. You've been awesome. You're an awesome person, great person with a great mind, and keep being great.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me. And next time Ashley is here. So you guys have a good night, and we will see you all next time.
Go Birds.
Bye.